So I had this case that I was arguing, and this guy was a landlord, and the tenant was the army. And the army had requisitioned a lot of tenancies in the 40s and 50s and weren't just giving them up. And you had to go to court to file the case to get them back. This guy really needed this property back, but the case in the court was languishing. So I had taken up his case and I was winning. And it looked as if I was winning. And around that time, just as the day after the hearing was supposed to come up, I was heavily pregnant and I went to hospital and I delivered my child. So obviously I couldn't go on the second day to hospital. But the yes she can moment came for me when he came to hospital and he told me, I don't know what you need to do, but you please come to court and argue for me. So I felt that, even in this state, the poor chap had faith in me. My father, who happened to be sitting in the hospital room with me, just glared the hell out of this guy and said, what are you talking about? My daughter's just delivered a child. So this guy feebly started again. And then to everyone's win-win, my father said, I'll come and argue the case. So so that was one of my very self-validating, if you like, feeling good about yourself. Yes, she can moment.
Right now, what happened is that when I went into the gallery mode, there was Zia's photo, then Mani's photo, then Priyanka, and then mine. I quickly clicked the picture of it and I sent it in the family chat. And I said, for all the no, she can't, yes, I can do it. I'm getting there. I'm a bit slow, but I'm getting there right now. So my yes, she can't moment was actually right now. Yes, she can moment.
Looking at my undergrad options, I was strictly told that no, you can't go overseas to study. You have to limit yourself to whatever you want to do within the metro cities that we have houses in. Even we have some family members staying there, so you need to live with them as well. And I was a bit disgruntled. So when it came to my master's program, I didn't sort of tell anyone that I'm applying to universities abroad and I was doing this. And finally I got into a program at Columbia University. I was the only Indian to be accepted into the program, and that was a point when I was like, okay, now how are you going to say no to something like this? Surprisingly, I was met with the same attitude, why do you need to be so ambitious? Just, why do you need to have your own company? Why do you need to look for funding? It's fine to have a clothing startup. That's very acceptable as a woman to have a clothing startup, but to have a clothing startup where you want to scale at this pace and the way that we envisioned it, your ambition is sort of always questioned in a negative light, no matter what you achieve. So everything that CXXO stands for, the validation that it brings to ideas, to ambition of women in whatever segment. I mean, especially as female entrepreneurs starting a clothing company, you're always questioned as are you some Barbie dolls looking to do this? But it's serious business. I feel like women are serious shoppers. It is a serious market, and hats off to Vani and everyone at CXXO to really recognize that as well.
I never realized that would be a problem, but I was pregnant with my youngest one at that time. This is now, we are talking 23 years ago, and I wasn't getting funding. And, I really didn't realize that there was any problem other than, just business plan or something. And then one kind investor, I'll just say kind because honesty is kindness, said, you're pregnant. I don't think we would be able to fund you until we know, it's too high a risk. And rather than be offended, I realized what actually was the problem. But it really made me want to show that it's important that people recognize that too is a kind of a bias, and that you can, and obviously life went on. I did fine, managed my child and work and whatever. But when I heard that, there was a little bit of a doubt. I felt like it was a setback moment for me because, but then overcame that, and those kind of experiences, that was an important one for me to believe in myself. So
what was pivotal for me is when I had read Lou Gerstner's book Elephants Can Dance, and there was something in that book, the way the story was, and there are a few anecdotes there which really made me believe that I should really aspire for. I did plan to do my MBA, and I wanted to just do it in any other school. But after reading that book, I said I have to go to the top 5 business schools, simply because at that point, it has nothing to do with Ivy League or anything. It's just that I felt like, okay, the top schools have something very different to offer. And I had never pushed myself to aspire for that. I just thought I wasn't capable, or it was, out of my reach. And when I decided that, I still had a lot of, self-doubts, obviously. I had never ever tried something so lofty for my own personal goals. And I actually, I was living in Austin, which was a party town, had a active social life. I moved, to a place which was more isolated, where, I felt I should just focus on this. Relentlessly, I gave it, 6 months, and, for my GMATs, for my thing. And I know many people have achieved this, but for me, it was very different, simply because I was able to push what I thought I was capable of. And I was very fortunate to have, been admitted to Columbia Business School. And, of course, that kind of really set the stage for me to go on to do so many things after that. I always, never believed there was something that I couldn't push myself or couldn't have lofty dreams. And I really think that was something that was really my yes, she can moment.
Last yes, she can moment was with Vani, actually, because after Kalaari invested, I requested her to, make us meet Mr. Tata, and everyone said there's no way Mr. Tata is going to invest in your business because, you have no social impact. I said, we're giving cash back. Actually, it's real money. You never know, and we went to that meeting, and I remember I said to Mr. Tata that, can we take a photo together, because my 85-year-old grandfather really will be happy. His first job was at Tata Steel. And I remember Vani saying this line, that's a smart entrepreneur. You got him to say yes to a photo before he invests. And people always, think about how to get that photo. So some of that just stayed with me. And, I think small things at the start, when they happen, they give you confidence. And then whenever something comes up, you feel like, yes, you can. You've done it before and you'll do it again. So I think it's that confidence we move forward with.